Good day. Can you hear me well? Good evening. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your response. Yeah, thank you for feedback and that you confirmed that I'm online, and welcome you to the Artificial Intelligence webinar for the professionals. Today we are going to discuss about the most important, from my opinion, theme on the planet on the current day. It is about the artificial intelligence, and I would like to share with you with my personal experience on this matter, and to present my vision of the artificial intelligence and the practice cases, how to use it in order to speed up your process in the work, to elaborate additional time for your personal different hobbies and different possibilities, and of course to catch additional opportunities, money, and values for your sustainable life. And my name is Ivan Turkan. I'm 37 years old. I'm the managing partner of the Crowd Turkan Mikhailenko from Moldova. And maybe on this moment you can ask why the person from Moldova can describe or can present something about the artificial intelligence. But Moldova is not the first countries in the world who are developing the artificial intelligence or are the core of this technology. But I would like to share with you the information that Moldova always was the country with the lack of the resources, lack of the people, lack of the money, lack of the natural resources, and we always were one of the first country who was seeking for the different opportunities to make any kind of the optimizations in different directions. And when the artificial intelligence appeared to the public, because maybe you didn't knew, but the fact is that the technology of the artificial intelligence was developing starting from the early 15th of 20th century. And we were in our country the first maybe who started very fast trying to implement this technology, because we saw the opportunities which it gives. We have the extremely huge problem on the labor market in Moldova. We don't have the very good specialists, because most of them are leaving the country. They're living in other cities. They going to the Europe, they're going to the United States, they're going to the Ukraine or Russia or even the Turkey. But now having the opportunity of the implementing the artificial intelligence in our day-to-day business, we have opportunity to provide and the deliver of the good level of the services. And of course, the professionals who provide the professional type services like lawyers, accountants, auditors, evaluators, and other specific professionals with the high level of the education now have a very huge opportunity to extremely rise the amount of the clients, to speed up the processes of delivering of the services, and to providing the deep and the quality of the services on the much higher level. And speaking about me, I'm already using the artificial intelligence in my practice, starting from the first day of appearance the ChatGPT and OpenAI. It is already more than 2 years. For now, I using the ChatGPT more than 5 hours per day consequently. It means that I do everything now with the ChatGPT. Maybe for the last 1 year, I stopped typing on the keyboard, because I introducing and delivering all the text to speech and speech to text. I more speak with my computer than I type. Honestly, for the last couple of months, I have noticed that my speed of typing reduced extremely high. I was typing with 10 fingers, but today I really have some difficulties with the process of typing because mostly I use my voice and I discuss with the ChatGPT or with the other systems using my voice. And this helps me to deliver and to upload from my mind to my computer the knowledges I accumulated during my professional life much faster. And ChatGPT helps me to uh, to correct the documents, to correct the text much faster and with a better quality, even the corrector I do have in my office. If we remember, the previously preparation of the official letters was took necessity to involve at least two persons. The first, it was me who printed and typed this letter, and then the corrector who corrected the language, mistakes, and so on. And it could take even 2, 3, or even 5 hours to prepare the official letter or legal opinion with couple of pages. So now it easily take for me from 2 to 5 minutes to record and voicely to say what I need to provide, and the ideas, I deliver the ideas to the ChatGPT, and then in the next 10 minutes, I just correct what it provide me. So I reduced the volume of time from 2 hours till 20 minutes. So it's extremely high growth in comprehensive to the previous opportunities that we had. Also, we already finished the course for the professionals for the CSI countries. It was it had very good positive feedbacks, and we have the really very good professional program on this matter. And today I would like you to present the very important knowledges about ChatGPT and the artificial intelligence. Making a small remark about the Crow. The Crow is one of the biggest and largest professional networks in the world. The Crow is number 8 in the world for this year, and we're developing our company in all of other regions all over the world. So maybe you even heard about our company. And returning to the artificial intelligence, we have made a lot of different reviews and the evaluations of the problems people see of due to the using and due to the day-to-day experience in the ChatGPT. And the main fears for the public is that concerns about the data leaks and the privacy. According to my vision, and according to the knowledges we already knew for these years of experience of using of the artificial intelligence, we would like confirm that from our vision that these risks are really high, and in different regions the government try to develop different legislation marks and different legislation regulations which can reduce these risks. But the easiest way is that the fact that really the huge amount of our data is already under the risk of the leak. For example, mostly of you using the Google Drive, mostly of you using SharePoint of Microsoft, even using the Windows or the Apple OS, the data is already storing on your laptop or computer or mobile phone, which are already connected to the internet. So already all of your data is under this risk of leak. And if we are discussing about the OpenAI company, which working with the Microsoft and using the servers of the Microsoft. If we speak about the Gemini and Google, and the level of protection of this data is extremely high, so the possibility of the leak of this data is quite lower if we if we compare it with the leaking from the humans. The main problem for today is the leaking not from the technology, but the leaking of the data from the humans. It means that it is much easier to crack or to hack your secretary in the office than to hack your computers or your mobile phone. So on this matter, I'm declare that it is the more risk than the reality. Then we can say that a lot of people say that they fear of losing of the job. And I want to declare that AI would not replace the people. The people who using artificial intelligence will replace the people who wouldn't. So if you don't plan to use the ChatGPT or other artificial intelligence mechanism, then I warn you that you will be replaced by the other people who are already doing it. But you have a very good news. The fact is that the amount of the people who use these artificial intelligence tools, even after 2 years of developing of the technology for the public, is quite low. According to the last data, we can see the amount of the subscribers to the ChatGPT and OpenAI or Gemini or DeepSeek or other artificial intelligence platform is quite low. Most of the people using them for their fun, but not for the professional developing, for the personal growth, or for their business improvement. And in this, this is your opportunity. You are still have opportunity and possibility to being in the first line of the people who developing and using this new technology. The third risk, the main risk of the focus groups that we discovered is that the most of the people do not understand how to integrate the artificial intelligence in their day-to-day job and day-to-day life. And when I told you that I'm using ChatGPT and artificial intelligence 5 hours per day for my professional work, I would say that I even use it for my personal work. We create different fairy tales for my children. We consult with them using according to the different stuff and necessities in the home. What is better to do this way or to do this way? We consult with him in order to faster research, and it reduce time and give very high quality responses. The Deep Insider made the calculation that for today, the professional skills of professionals give the right answer in 85% of the questions. But the artificial intelligence can rise this quality on up to 95. So it's extremely high quality of the answers, and in comprehensive with the human being, the speed of providing these answers is extremely high. But my recommendation, never use and never believe to the artificial intelligence in the things you don't understand, because every answer of this mechanism, every answer of this tool have to be validated by the human being and by the person who know what this theme about. So I would never use the result of the consultings of the artificial intelligence in the direction I'm not specialist in. For example, in medicine, or for example, in the directions that are extremely important for my life. I can ask him for different directions, but to believe to the answers of this mechanism or to this tool, we need to being responsible and being responsible users of this technology. And later we're going to explain why. And in the next part of my presentation, I would show you the history developing of the ChatGPT and the artificial intelligence, and why this technology, it is not something new, by the consequences developing of the human being technology, and that the ChatGPT couldn't appear, it couldn't happen. I mean that anyway, the artificial intelligence during to the developing of the human being, of the developing of technology, should appear in a later or earlier. And if you're going to return in the past, every one of you, I assume, remember the Nokia 3300 with the T9, or other mobile phones with the T9. And the idea of the T9 was predicting of the most probable word based on the previous words. The artificial intelligent models do the same. They predict on the vast data sets, and on the base of the special mathematical formula, the most probable word, word during to the context you gave to them. And this is very simple how it works. And this possibility now can be possible due to the fact that since 1993, the speed of the computer processors increased up to 10 millions %. It increased up to 10 millions folds, and now the possibility of the production and presenting of the answers of the computers is much faster than it was before. And then, of course, the developing of the internet made the artificial intelligence accessible to the users, because that the speed of the internet give us the opportunity to connect to the servers which are in the different parts of the world very fast, because for example, the answers that artificial intelligence generate is much faster than you receive the answers to your phone through the internet. So the next step of developing the artificial intelligence would become the very big part of our life, the same as the computers and the same as the smartphones. When you remember, they appeared in approximately 2008, when the first Apple phone appeared, and then how they developed. And I'm not sure that today someone of you can imagine that you can imagine your life without the mobile phone. But now you don't know much about the artificial intelligence, or maybe if you know and use, your knowledges are not organized, they are not systematic, and they have not they all are only part of the different directions. And now we're trying to optimize them and to make the form of these knowledges with the more understandable and useful form. So due to the fact that artificial intelligence simply choose the most probable next word and assigns probabilities to multiple options. And this controls with the randomness possibilities. You will smile, but the best results of the artificial intelligence, they are providing on the base of the randomized. A lot of decisions and a lot of words, they are randomly appeared on the screen, due to the fact that algorithm not always can give the best options, because sometimes the same words are very close percent of the possibility that they should be the next one. And due to this, the scientists decided that it would be easier that artificial intelligence will choose the words randomly, and this rise the quality of the answers of the artificial intelligence much more higher than it was before. And principle of the ChatGPT is very close to the T9. And if you see the presentation, both of them are acting on the same idea of the predicting of the next word. But the big models, which were trained on the big data sets, even not big, the huge, very huge data sets, they're extremely huge. They downloaded all internet. They made the transcription of the all videos on YouTube, and they were trained on this amount. And then they discovered how it started work, because for a long period of time, the developing of the artificial intelligence was very slow. They gave to it a lot of the information. They added additional information. They added additional information, and it didn't work. But in some moment, it started working. You know, it is very similar if you compare the student who came to your practice, to your company, and started doing his job. If you remember when you were young, at least it was the same with me. When I came to the practice, to my legal company, far along, I started doing a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of job. Then after a couple of years, maybe 5 or 6, extremely somehow I started producing very good quality of the documents and very good quality of the services. Sometimes even today, sometimes I look into my previous answers and for my previous legal opinions, which were 10 years ago, and I'm like, oh, who wrote it? It was me? No way. I can't believe that it was me. But I developing, and the same was with the ChatGPT. It was developing. And when you ask from where all of these data sets appeared and from where all the data came, we can confirm that the data came from a lot of knowledges accumulated by the internet. And for example, this is, for example, how the predictions of the human height was accumulated. Step 1, we collect all the data. Step 2, we find out the capability and the understanding how it goes from one side to another side, and what is correlations between them, and what is the logical result of this. So then we see that using of this data can give us the coefficient of the adjustments, and these large language models, using the very vast amount of the parameters, can predict the next answer and the next word. And if we think about predicting, the LLM models, they generate the long text, one word at a time. And this is why we are saying that they predict, because next word is result of generating of the previous. And we're going to see how it's work. But before, I would ask you to a small question. And let's play that you are the artificial intelligence, and I asking you, 44th president of the United States and the first African American in its position, it is Barack, and pick a word to fill in the blank and think about how likely it is to be correct. I mean, please write in our chat the most correct answer, and indicate the percent of correctness of your answer. So if you think that is totally correct, you can write 100%. If you think that your answer is not fully correct, you can reduce the amount of the process. So please indicate the answer in our chat. Uh, can you please make the answers? Yeah. For example, I assume it may be Obama or maybe other words. Um, and if you was if you thought that the right answer is Obama, with 100 probability, I would say that you are wrong, because depending of the type of the official or not official documents, depending of the your request, it would be 90% right answer Obama, and the 10% the right answer is Hussein, because his full name is Barack Hussein Obama. And so on this matter, this is the how artificial intelligence work. It understands the context, and during to the context is providing the most correct answer for your requests. And this is why it is very important to provide the most largest amount of context to these artificial intelligence models, in order to better understanding how to find the best answer for you. And this is why we can say that the LLM models have the creative side of the of its opportunities, because they generate the next word. They mostly take it randomly between the big amount of the most possible words and the most possible variants. And making it faster and faster, it gave the possibility that the models of the GPT family became so much popular. And if you think that this technology is very young, I can say that it is not correct, because this technology is existing from 2017, and to the IT world, it is already very long time ago. And this technology is the generative pre-trained transformers. And in next slide, we're going to see how it's work. So this is how the transformers works. And if we're going to compare it with the T9, which trying to predict the next word on the base of the previous experience. And for example, if we are going to use the wording, an apple a day keeps doctor, and the T9 doesn't know how to answer, so then transformer and the GPT AI predicting the next word, it's taking in context the all previous answers and all previous words that are already in context, and then it answer it correctly. So an apple a day keeps the doctor away, the correct answer. And this is how it works. And then when we go to the big data with a big amount of the information, these predictions is much more closer to reality and gives the extremely good results. And if you go to the average IQ test results for today, the most progressive artificial intelligence models are even more clever than a human being. If you can see, the 100 points is the average IQ on the planet. And the different models are already above this line. And what does it mean? That in the hard skills, the artificial intelligence now faster and better than the humans. So now we as humans have a new task to be much more better humans than we were before. And this is the idea that previously we had the only one competitor. We had the competitor, the other human beings. And the human being now have the another competitor, either artificial intelligence or either the human being with artificial intelligence. And now the one persons with the robots, with the, I mean the robots, the artificial intelligence robots, with the artificial agents gives you possibility like one person's win with 50,000 persons. So your opportunities extremely going higher and higher. And now you as a person have better and more possibilities to reflect and to show all your good sides of your personal and of your knowledges. And it extremely good results for the high level experienced people. But for example, the research was made and they compared the persons who with a high IQ and the middle level people with the middle level of IQ, for example, 90 or 100 IQ level, and they gave them the same tool, and the results showed that the quality of the highly educated persons rise only with the 10%, from 10 to 15%. It speed up it extremely. The process, they fastest these people. They make them faster with more than 70%. They made faster results. These people produced faster results with the same quality or even 10-15% better. But the medium level educated person with the lower level of IQ, when they were combined with artificial intelligence, they gave plus 40% of its quality with the answers. Because even sometimes people, they even didn't understood by them their own what the answers they gave, but the results was much better. But please, this is important. In the important fields of the human being, it is not recommended to use these methods because the results need to be confirmed by the human being, by the persons with the high educated level. And if we are speaking about the artificial in the business, according to my personal studies and to the global studies which were made abroad, the 82% of the company are already trying to use the or planning to implement artificial intelligence in their activity. And the already AI solutions market is growing more than 35% yearly. And this is extremely high opportunities, because even if you don't have huge business, you can grow and you can find the new business solutions and the growing of your incomes in these fields. I was in Davos on the World Economical Forum on the beginning of this year, and more than 60% of the houses and the panels were about the artificial intelligence. It was everywhere, and it was very different solutions. But due to this a lot of noise and the from different directions. A lot of people give you the how we can say that the unique, the best pill, the magic pill which solve every of your problem. I won't say that. No, it is not like this. The artificial intelligence, it is not cure for all diseases. It helps a lot, but it only reflects you personally. It makes you to be better. If you're a good man, if you have a good education, if you are a good professional, then you can speed up your results. As for example, the legal opinion I was making for from 4 to 5 days, because it took a lot of job. We need to verify the different laws. We have to read a lot of comments. We need to study the suit cases, the judge decisions, the precedents, and it took for us 4 days to collect this data. Then we need to check this. Then we need to type and prepare the legal opinion, and it took for us 25 working hours, sometimes even more. And my last results showing that the same amount, the same legal opinion, which recently took for me 25 hours to produce it, it now take me 4 hours for the same result, from 25 hours to 4 hours. Now, in the same amount of the time, I can produce 5 times more the legal opinions with the same prices. Even we can reduce a little bit, but the incomes going higher, and it really helps us to improve our quality and to speed up the processes of the using the artificial intelligence. This is my statistic to my business. The artificial impact on the business, it reduced with 54% the operational costs. It raised the improvement of customer satisfactions, because now all my employees, all consultants, they communicate with the through the official correspondence or using the messengers or other directions. They use the artificial intelligence technology because it provides the better answer. It is strange, but the answers for which were prepared with using of the artificial intelligence, they gave much more tension. They gave much more warm, and they make good results to the communication process with the clients and the customers, even with the public authorities. So if you go much more gently and you produce the answers, you produce the text with more better language, the reflections and the results is much more easier and better. So this extremely high growth in comprehensive. And of course, the productivity increase very high. The medium amount is high, rising of the productivity from 20 to 30%. My personal results, for example, I write a lot of emails to the different consultations, give different advices. And if you compare the highest amount of the emails I produced previously, it was approximately 25, 30 emails maybe per day. And for today and for the current situation, my results sometimes goes even for 50 or 60 emails per day with the high quality consultations. So the benefits of the using of the artificial intelligence, of course, the efficiency boost, the better customer experience, and of course the smarter decisions, because the artificial intelligence gave the higher risk developing and the risk management. For example, when I provided the contract or when I providing the legal opinion, it was very important to give these documents to the other lawyer, to the other expert, to make the double check, to use his experience and his unique life experience on this matter. And now when you give to the artificial intelligence this task to please make the evaluation of this contract on this moment, on this situation, give him context, it gives a lot of different options. And of course, from the 15, 20 different options, most of them are not really relevant. But when you check one after another and read very clearly, you can remember what exactly was important to have, and then you use it much more faster. You generate ideas now much more faster, and then you need to validate the answer and to validate it experience and validate these recommendations. For now, the key trends in the artificial intelligence is the developing of the large language models. Of course, we can say that you can generate and use your personal LLM model on your inside servers, and this is the next era and the next generation. Even some scientists predict that in the future, in our mobile phones, we are going to have the copy of our vision, of our intonation of our human beings. So it will be our electronic copy. And a lot of people now started collecting their personal data in order to upload all of this data to these local large language models to have better reflections of themselves, to make artificial intelligence start thinking the same as you are thinking. Of course, the generative artificial intelligence, will be key trends in the next decades, and of course the ethics on these directions, and this is the huge amount of the work for the lawyers. This will rise extremely high. So to ensure fairness and transparency of the artificial intelligence system, it is also one of the scopes we need to uh, the scopes that we have possibility to develop in the next decades. I mean, to the specialist in this legal or in legal fields. And if we say of producing the how to implement and the good case studies about the implementing of the artificial intelligence, one of my loveliest case was that how it was started predicting the quality of the working of the wind turbines, because it is highly important to make not the reparation of the wind turbines, but to predict what the details it is important to change before the problems will happen. Because when it's broken, it is much more difficult to replace it, or it broke the other details. And then you simply collect data. A lot of drones gather data from wind turbines, how it works, the fluctuation, and so on. Then artificial intelligence analyze this data and find the issues, and the AI improve this predicting of the results, and then it identify the needs of the repair and the predict failures much more faster than in other cases. And the same we can say about the human body, about the medicine, about the risk management, about the accounting. For example, one of my friends, he uploaded all his financial statements to the ChatGPT, and it gave him the predictions of the next income months, or it can predict the possible risks for the next decades. So it's very good predictable model, and it's rise the level of our predictions on the new level. Of course, there are challenges and the problems with artificial intelligence, but you know, it is like with the gun. When you have a gun, firstly, you need to know how to use this gun. And due to the fact that not a lot of people understand how to use it, but artificial intelligence, it is much more strong and very very strong instrument than incomprehensive to the gun or even to the any other ammunition, but nobody teach it very clearly and good. But it is important to understand the problems that it can cause, and the main problem is the hallucinations, because the artificial intelligence generate incorrect answers, and even sometimes I saw how it's in imagine how it's say the not really good correct answers due to the fact that my questions was not right, because the main issue garbage in, garbage out. This is the one of the golden rules of the artificial intelligence, because it is important to understand. It just simply accumulate the good words from the different sources on the base of your request, and it is very important to write the exactly right prompt to the ChatGPT in order to receive good answer. If you had a bad experience in working with the ChatGPT, if your results of working with the ChatGPT is not very good, it means that you simply didn't do it right, because your neighbors do it right and they receive the good results. And I can say that after 2 years of the using of this, I have the very good results on this matter, and the quality of my work results are increased. But even sometimes, maybe I would say on my assumption, it goes from 5 to 10% the hallucination, because sometimes the ChatGPT inventing something what even doesn't exist in the reality. This is why you need to very clearly check what it is answering. But in comprehensive with the results I received from my interns or the students who making the practice in our company, I would say that the results of the ChatGPT are much higher level than the ordinary students, and it is very big problem for the new generation, because when now I hiring the people, I compare them not between other people, but I compare between who will be more productive, me and this student, or me with the artificial intelligence. And with a lot of cases win the duet with me and the ChatGPT, because we do it faster with better results. The second challenge of the artificial intelligence, of course, is the data privacy. You need to understand this, and you need to de-anonymize the data when you upload it to the ChatGPT, and of course the compliance, because the legislation on this matter highly developing all over the world in the different directions, and you need to give a lot of attention to these questions in order to be to comply these regulations. I would like to share with you my vision how to what steps you need to make in order to successfully integrate the artificial intelligence in your life. and in your work. The first, of course, you need to identify the most possible steps for the automatization, because the everyday routine, the what you're doing day to day, what you don't really like, if you don't like it and you think that it is monkey job, it can be automatized. And if it was much more difficult before, now it is much more easier, because even now we do have the special AI agents that can control with the mouse pad. They even can move the cursor and click on your computer and to underline any parts of your data screen. So now you can do it even verbally. You even don't need to print it or to type it. It's very easy, and it rise the speed process. The second, of course, you need to evaluate the artificial intelligence vendors and their possibility, because a lot of the vendors today, they are selling the wind, they are selling the air, because it is very sphere where a lot of scammers came, because most of them say that we know how to do it, but they don't have the real practical use cases, and you need to identify what it is real or what it is not real. So you need to have at least a middle level of knowledge of the understanding how the artificial intelligence work. Of course, the next, you need to develop the implementation strategy, and with the strategies, the artificial intelligence help you very good. This is very good strategy creators. He can make a very big strategy, and you can take out the what is not necessary, what is not really good and important. And of course, then the training management, because the main problem now of the involving the artificial intelligence is the people who don't like the new technologies. They don't like to use the artificial intelligence. For example, in my company, we bought the subscriptions for the ChatGPT for all my employees, and we pay them for using this ChatGPT technology for the first 3 months. And then after 3 months, the people told, yes, finally we understand how it works. I mean, and how it is important. And now nobody can work without this technology for today. In conclusions, I want to say that from my perspective and from my vision, AI gives us the very optimistic, a very unique chance in the history of humanity. We have a possibility to produce much more values, which much less resources. The prices should, the opportunities for us are growing, and for the people who listen me and hear me now, you are the first who can go in these directions. It is something like a period when the internet arose, or even when the electricity appeared, the influence of the artificial intelligence to the human civilizations, one of the biggest in all our history. And either you enter to this car and go and develop and rise and get a lot of time for your personal human being grow, because now we as humans we have no possibility not developing, because we have a very strong competitor. The computers, they don't need the rest, they don't need food, and they are very fast. And that's why we are humans need to become much more better humans that we are than we were before. And of course, that the companies which would successfully integrate artificial intelligence in their work, they can gain a significant competitive advantage. And the humans who will integrate this to their human beings, they also will get the very huge competitive advances. So I invite you to come to our course of the implementing of artificial intelligence in the business. This is a huge course, extremely prepared for the specialist in the accounting and the legal fields. The the structure goes with the huge amount of the hours. It goes the introductions, it is enhancement of the productivity, it is analytics and the decision making, and of course it is automatization of the processes. And you can see that we're going to discuss the advances AI tools, the transforming innovations, integrated of the artificial intelligence in the business processes, and of course the ethic questions on this matter. We would have on this course the specializations for the accountings, for the lawyers, for the marketing, and for the customer services. For each of directions, we have the special, they have their own specializations, because the main core of the course is the important for the all specialists and all directions, but the specialization are divided because there are some different different issues that need to be looked a little bit closer. And of course, at the end of the course, you will receive the first certifications of the expert in the artificial intelligence in the business practices for the specialist. And this is the one of the first diplomas on this matter for the professionals all over the world. So try to be the first in order to rise your personal competitive. And thank you very much. I guess my presentation was not very shocking for you. I believe that you find for you something interesting, and you found good insights for your own. I wish you very good evening, and to get more time for your own, for your relatives, and for the most pleasant things in your lives. Thank you, and good evening.